Now, last week there was a town hall with Representative Rod Blum. Now, Rod Blum, we did a story on him. Seems like a real nice stand-up guy. Super nice. Now, he talked a lot about healthcare and how people don't deserve healthcare in this town hall. Obviously got a lot of boos. People were not happy. Now, the reason I am bringing this up again is there was a response from one of Blum's constituents that happens to be going viral. Now, this constituent's name is Barbara Rank. Now, she decided to write her local newspaper after this town hall, the Dubuque Telegraph-Herald. Now, let me show you what she was responding to, and then we'll get to her response. Let's take a look.
The bill's better. The bill is better than what we have. So it's heading in the right direction.
Rod, how could you have made this bill better? Speak to us truthfully. We are your neighbors. You don't need guns here.
There's lots of ways. You want one? One way we could make the bill better is instead of states applying for waivers, that's put in the original bill. That if you have pre-existing conditions, you're in a high-risk pool that the federal government funds. Because then, here's the good news. Here's the good news. Had we done that, everybody that's working, your premiums would have come down 20 to 40%. That's the good news. And get rid of some of these crazy regulations that Obamacare puts. These crazy regulations that Obamacare puts on, such as a 62-year-old male having to have pregnancy insurance. So,
oh, they were not happy. I mean, yeah, why should a dude have to pay for lady stuff? That lady stuff. I mean, a 60-year-old man having to pay for pregnancy insurance. Insane. You know, maybe that's because that's how insurance is supposed to work. We all pay into a pool to our premiums, and that money is taken out when somebody needs it. That's kind of how insurance is supposed to work. And people like Paul Ryan and people like Rod Blum, they don't understand how insurance works. They're like, man, it turns out that you pay an insurance company, and then when you get sick or when someone else gets sick, they end up having to use the insurance. Who knew? Who knew that my premiums would end up having to go for someone else? That's how insurance is supposed to work, dude. You literally have no idea how insurance is supposed to work. You look at other people using services, and you're like, how dare you? I don't want to pay for that. Well, now Barbara, however, Barbara Rank, she does understand how insurance works. She actually also understands how a civil society is supposed to work. Now, in the newspaper response to what Mr. Blum had said, she said this, quote, I ask, why should I pay for a bridge I don't cross, a sidewalk I don't walk on, a library book I don't read? Why should I pay for a flower I won't smell, a park I won't visit, or art I can't appreciate? Why should I pay the salaries of politicians I didn't vote for, a tax cut that doesn't affect me, a loophole I can't take advantage of? It's called democracy, a civil society, the greater good. That's what we all pay for. Now, I love her response because it points out something that I think we ignore in society. People seem to have forgotten what society actually is, what it means to be part of a group, or dare I say it, part of a collective. Because as a nation, we are a collection of people that are striving towards a common goal. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. I am not the United States of Jeff. Okay? No, I'm part of a collective. I'm part of America. I'm an American. I'm an individual with individual rights and liberties that is part of a whole that is supposed to sustain each other. Okay? When individuals suffer from a lack of health care or a lack of food or a lack of education, the whole suffers too. And we don't realize this in America anymore. We have lost that. It's all about rugged individualism, which is fine. There is a place for rugged individualism. But there's also a place for being part of a group, part of a collective, part of a community, and part of a nation. And we seem to have forgotten that. And that's the sad part about what's going on in America right now. We have forgotten this. I mean, let me give you a couple of examples of how when an individual suffers, the whole does as well. For example, the person who is tied to their job for healthcare. Well, look, if they didn't have to be tied to their job for healthcare, it could be that they could go out and create a business and create jobs that actually benefits the community. But since they can't do that, then it hurts the community because there are less jobs available. And look, that cancer patient who died because they couldn't afford their chemo, well, they might have ended up, if they had that opportunity to survive, to live, then they may actually go back to their job and maybe have the next invention, the next big idea. These are random things. And the whole point is that when you help society, when you help individuals in society, you end up helping society. When you hurt individuals, you also hurt society. We're all supposed to be there for each other. When did we decide as a country that citizens were on their own? And when we do that, well, we're not much of a country, are we? We're a collection of just individuals. Where's our national pride? I think the only thing that we seem to have in common as Americans now is, as far as pride goes, is in our military, which is woefully overfunded and bloated and filled with waste. And that yet seems to be the only thing that holds Americans together these days, is that identity of, well, I'm an American. But what does that actually mean? Does that mean that we're the best? Does that mean that what does that mean? If we don't care for each other, if we don't actually look out for the least of us and take care of each other as a nation, then what's the point of being in a nation? Or what's the point of being part of America? I just don't understand how we kick our collective self as a nation to the side and only focus on me, me, and me. I don't like that. That's holding us back. I think the only thing, other than the military, the only thing that seems to be holding us together is the false belief that we are number one in everything, which we are not. And look, I want America to be the best in the world. I want America to be amazing. I want to be the place where everybody looks up to and wants to be a part of. But we're not there. We're, in the 20s and 30s when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to freedom. We're not number one on any of these charts anymore. On happiness, we're number one in like stress or something. We're certainly number one in exporting war and guns. But where's the good sides? Where's the pride in being an American when we don't take care of each other? I want to be the best. And look, if you're rich in America, you're living in a completely different country than I think 99% of the rest of Americans. Because when you're a wealthy person in America, everything's amazing, everything's great. This is the best country in the world. But when you're not, when you're one of the people that is not fortunate enough to have been born wealthy, well then those people, they're not living the American dream. In a lot of cases, they're living in an American nightmare, where one financial setback or one diagnosis can literally destroy your family. One bad healthcare diagnosis. And that's it. You're in debt for the rest of your life. So, why should we help and care about people? It's because it's the right thing to do. It's part of what the social contract is. And also, it's part of being an American, and it's actually part of being just a normal, decent human being. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/ TYT Nation.